The victim of a raccoon attack when he was a baby, David Menzies was severely traumatized and unable to speak, walk, or control his bowels until 2010. Since then, he has struggled valiantly and can now speak and walk. Marianne Meed on the other hand, nurses injured raccoons back to health and believes that they and other rodents should be able to vote in provincial and perhaps even federal elections. Hello.
Definitely
Hello.
Municipal. Yeah.
Happy Dominion Day weekend to you, Michael.
Dominion Day. What are those buttons you're wearing?
Well, as you know, this is my campaign for the Harper government to bring back Dominion Day and replace Canada Day, which I consider to be an illegal holiday.
But it was your campaign with the Chrétien government and the Martin government, and I mean, it's going to be going on for some years now, hasn't it?
I'm also trying to get Paul Henderson of the Hockey Hall of Fame.
How many years have you been on this?
It's Canada Day.
Well, no, why is it Canada Day?
We are not a Dominion anymore. We are not a subservient little country.
The preamble to the Canadian Constitution, so beloved by you Trudeauites, is Dominion. So, yes.
Dominion of Canada, yes, but it is Canada Day. We have a name, and it is not Dominion.
Okay, honey, a history lesson.
The name
July
is Canada.
July 1982, last day House of Commons was sitting. 7 members less than a quorum, 13 members in the House. Last item on the agenda, changing the name of the holiday, Dominion Day to Canada Day, wasn't even debated, and Trudeau flushed over 100 years of history down the toilet.
Why is this even an issue for you, David? Because it doesn't prevent people from celebrating Canada. It doesn't get in the way
I think we should call the whole thing Pride Day.
No, it's an issue. I'm surprised it's not called Multicultural Gay Pride Day. Listen, it's an issue because liberals try to rebrand our country.
I wouldn't go for Dominion Day, perhaps, but Canada Day is a bit banal. Is it so literal? You don't say Britain Day or France Day or Germany Day. I mean, couldn't we be a bit more creative than that?
Well, Multicultural Day would work.
Oh, good God.
Oh, my God.
She means it too.
Day.
Tolerance Day.
Tolerance Day.
What about Transgender
Welcoming Day. Yes, absolutely. We could call a portion of the celebration that.
So are you going?
That would eliminate people who aren't transgendered. So we wouldn't want to limit it to that.
Well, we don't want to eliminate anybody. Do we?
No,
Horrible thing not to do. So the Pride March, where, as you know, there are more than 14 million people who attend. Now, will you be going along?
I will be driving my daughter to camp.
Oh, that's lovely. Where's the camp?
Up in Muskoka Woods.
Oh, very nice too.
Yeah.
Are they having a pride parade up there?
Apparently, I don't know. I haven't checked.
Right.
I don't know if they do that. I hope they teach tolerance at camp.
I love tolerance. For example, tolerance means equality under the law. Why aren't people arrested at Pride Parade when they're completely naked in the street? That's illegal.
Yeah, well, they should be. They should be told that that's not something that's appropriate.
Then why aren't they?
However, people women can be naked and men can be
full frontal.
From the waist up. So the full frontal, I think, is too.
We're talking the fishing tackle, Marianne Meed Ward. You know, not
wedding tackle.
Okay.
The phrase is wedding tackle.
Whatever it's called.
Fishing tackle.
Can I use the medical terms?
Terms right. Yeah. I think that does degrade the parade, and it doesn't make it family friendly.
Well,
I wouldn't want all of that nudity exposed
I mentioned this in my monologue that there are so-called progressives, who take their children to see it, and if they, I'm sorry, I think I would have the Children's Aid Society take those children away, or certainly investigate the family. But if you speak to the cops, speak to any cop who, off the record, they'll tell you that they're told. You may have an official denial. They're lying. They're told, don't arrest.
So they're obviously trying to keep the parade moving, or not try to escalate or get a situation of violence. I'm not saying I agree. Well,
gay people are allowed to march. Of course they are. Their right to march is absolutely sacred. But I would hope that also absolutely sacred is that we're all treated equally under the law.
Yeah, and that absolutely.
Michael, it goes beyond turning a blind eye. There are photographs of previous gay pride parades where the cops are wearing little rainbow flags in their hats. Could you imagine if a police officer was assigned to, say, an abortion rally and was wearing, say, a pro-life badge in his cap? What would happen to him?
I think the difference, though, is the assumption is that pride is not political anymore.
Oh, come on.
Well, I agree with you, it is, but that's what they would say.
Actually, it's turned into a Jew-hating fest in some quarters. We have queers against Israeli apartheid, and those are anti-Semites.
We're showing footage here, but we're not showing the footage we could of complete nudity, because we're not allowed to show this footage at this time in the evening on Canadian TV, the point. But it's on display over the weekend.
Yeah, it's got to be. It needs to be more family friendly, because there are a lot of gays and lesbians.
It needs to be legal. That's what it needs to be legal. Just don't break the law.
Yeah, well, and that would help it be more family friendly.
And anyone
show
bringing
that
kids to
family.
this, that's
David, when
borderline
you say
child
it's a
abuse.
Jew-hating fest, that's not fair.
Oh, sure it is.
There's a small group of neurotics, queers against Israeli apartheid, which is really very dysfunctional Jewish kids who think they may be gay, saying, "Mummy, Daddy, look at me now." That's all it is.
Michael, why isn't the parade hierarchy coming down on this group?
Agree with
this
that.
is not, hold on, this is not a freedom of speech issue. If queers against Israeli apartheid want to get a permit and have a parade, they can do and I'll applaud them for doing that. The only thing is, they know that maybe 7 people will show up for that.
Yeah.
They are hijacking a festival with like over 100,000 people.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of sympathy for that cause. I don't have sympathy for them trying to politicize a parade. I know it's been politicized by other issues. It can be political. I think that the parade themselves have made it political by wanting the mayor to be there and making that a huge deal when he's got other plans that weekend. So I think all of that is very unfortunate, and really the focus has to be on trying to celebrate that there are people that live in different family groupings and different couple groupings, and that's fine, and we need to celebrate that as a community.
So how about celebrating maybe a family, a normal, yes, I said the word, a normal family, maybe of evangelical Christians? Do you think if they went along they would be welcomed, or would the police, and I guarantee it, say you have to leave now for your own safety and you're being disruptive? If anything, they'd be arrested.
In the same parade with Pride? I don't know whether the same parade, but certainly I've seen, and we've seen this
Why
out
not on
in
that
my...
parade? Can't you be proud of your family and not be homosexual?
Sure you can, but the point is to celebrate gay and lesbian, transgender,
then why don't they call it gay pride?
That.
Why are they pretending it's pride in everything? It's
well,
not.
it is gay pride. I mean, that's disingenuous, but
they've changed the name. They've officially changed the name.
Yeah, but we know what the purpose of the event is. So there are Christian walks and marches and festivals that celebrate Catholic doctrine or celebrate evangelical. We have them out in my community. So that does exist also. It's not either or, and they don't all need to
So
come
what does it
together
say that those marches aren't
have...
infiltrated with people that hate Jews then? That's what I'm curious about.
I don't think they do hate Jews.
No,
but
this is an anti-Semitic group, Michael.
No,
Who's anti-Semitic?
Queers against Israeli
okay,
apartheid.
we're back to that
I would
again.
say this, though. I also know, and again, if you speak to police officers, they will tell you that this is a weekend when crime is a major issue. People who have, some, not all, some who have a promiscuous lifestyle, nudity, a lot of drinking, drugs, sexual assault, attempted rape. But we're told, and I just get so tired of the lies, it's such a fun, safe, loving weekend. It's just not true.
Okay, well, you know what? I don't buy that the statistics are any higher than any time you bring people together for a festival. We have this happen in
Santa Claus parade.
No, we have it happen after festivals whether they're musical festivals. You see that kind of behavior, whether they're
Yes, Michael,
so
I can vouch for that. The Burlington Rib Fest, sexual assault just goes right off the charts when that happens.
We'll come back with naked judges and disasters and golly, don't go away. Round 2 of the Friday Rumble. There's so much to discuss. Let's begin with a naked judge. Now, this all seems rather weird, really. There's a judge who, the husband wanted to have photographs of her having sex with another man. Is that the story? Must be a wonderful marriage. And now they're saying that she should no longer be a judge, and other people are saying that's like really abusing the victim of a rape. She's the victim in all this. Well, you're a woman. I knew this as soon as you came into the room. I'm a trained journalist. I'm a trained journalist. What do you think?
So these were pictures that were taken between a consenting husband and wife. Whether we agree with what they were doing is irrelevant. It's irrelevant.
What? I'm interested.
She allowed pictures to be taken, which is her right, and her husband put those on the internet, which is and they are in the midst of a divorce. So this went up after.
I wondered if it was a really solid marriage.
The marriage broke down, and so this is, in my view, this is revenge. This is absolutely a violation of her privacy.
What does it say about character? Wouldn't you expect a judge to have a certain moral standing, a certain fibre? If taking photographs of perverse sex?
Well, that's your definition of it. I don't have an issue with what people are...
Was it?
I haven't seen the photos, nor would I want to.
Oddly enough.
So, it was consenting adults. It was consenting adults. Her sexual practices are irrelevant to you and me and anyone else. That is not a qualifier or a disqualifier. She was not breaking the law. If she was breaking the law, then fine. That is a criteria that would warrant a judge being taken off the bench.
Beyond the law, though, for example, let's say a couple wanted to adopt a child, and it became known that they were taking photos of each other performing, not extreme, but slightly strange sex with sadism, masochism. There's an overwhelming chance that the Children's Aid Society would say, you know what, I don't think we find that you're a couple suited to raise children. Very strict. So the law is not all we should apply.
Well, that's inappropriate. So what two consenting adults do in the bedroom is their business and nobody else's.
But I just said to you, it is other people's business when other parties are involved.
No,
she's a judge.
So she has done nothing illegal. She has
Immoral?
done nothing illegal.
No,
Stupid?
Michael, I'm afraid
stupid.
I'm afraid I have to side with Marianne Meed Ward on this case. And when you bring in Children's Aid Society, I'm sorry, that organization is debased when they start taking away children from fat people.
No, let's not go on. There's a lot more
listen,
involved in that
Michael,
issue.
if your argument would have merit, if you could look at her body of evidence, body of work on the, no pun intended, on the bench.
I think we can.
And indicate that
Her
she's
body
made,
on the bench.
She's made irrational decisions, wrong decisions.
What
From
about
what
her
I
personal
understand,
life? Has she made rash decisions in her personal life?
you know what, Michael?
What about blackmail?
Hold on. I feel sorry for this woman. She has some kind of a fetish. She did it behind closed doors, unlike so many neurotic homosexuals that will be on the parade route on the weekend, breaking the law. No, this is what it comes down to.
Her personal sexual behavior actually is probably none of our business. However, the possibility of blackmail, photographs being
blackmailed.
taken. Well, in effect, she was. So.
She is the victim in this. Look, she has.
So,
and
the fact a blackmail would never stick if we got out of people's bedrooms. So
now, Michael, like I said, if you can show me
issue
in her professional life that this has affected her job as a judge, then you've got an argument. But that's not the case here.
Is she a very strict judge?
You know. Well,
no, it's a joke. Now, let's move on.
And a lot of people don't realize, I mean, when you have sexual relations, I heard that you get into a Doctor Who costume. Now that might strike a lot of people as being
true. That is true. And then my wife, and then my wife gets into the TARDIS and goes to another planet.
Not listening.
Excuse me. No laughter. Tragedy. Elliot Lake and the mall that collapsed. Look, I don't think anyone said, I really want to injure innocent people and take the lives away of innocent people. Dalton McGuinty was a twit, as so often, and interfered, but I'm not going to say that he's the culprit here. Those who were involved in the rescue team, they tried their very best. We always want to point fingers at people.
Wait a second. First of all, I disagree that they tried their very best. When you had somebody, 10 meters away, still tapping, and they call off a search.
Yeah.
You know, I hope if I'm in a collapsed building, I hope it's in the third world, Michael, because you see people, they don't even have safety boots, going there with their bare hands removing rubble. And I'll tell you something, if that was the premier's wife in that mall, if there was a celebrity visiting Elliot Lake and was trapped in that mall, do you think they'd go after 48 hours? Well, call it a day. You win some, lose some.
I think that's a bit of a character.
This is a disgrace.
I think these people knew what they were doing, and if they don't have the equipment to go in safely to rescue someone, you can't ask them to put their lives directly on the line, can we?
So I think that they have to do everything, and there is a measure of risk when you're a rescue worker. Just like there's a measure of risk when you're a firefighter and you go into a burning building. It's a calculated risk.
Yep.
But I do think that it warrants an inquiry in terms of, was enough done to save these two women? Was enough done? And I don't think we have the answer on that. We expect our rescue workers to put themselves at risk on our behalf, and we thank them and honor them for doing that.
Yeah, but
what about McGuinty's role in this? Because I find it very painful when politicians, first of all, try to, frankly, pimp out their families. You know, my wife had this, my daughter had this. We're judging on your politics, not on your family connections. But also, McGuinty coming forward, it didn't change anything.
No, it did. So
It did it?
It
saved their lives?
He got the rescue work started again. He encouraged them to continue
4
the
days
rescue
later,
work.
the crane came, and
So-
5 days later, he showed up. Michael,
Okay,
as far as
so-
I'm
Very
concerned,
quick.
with McGuinty, this should be his Walkerton moment.
Oh, please.
No, seriously, because Mike Harris was not to blame for
No,
what
I
happened
agree
in
with that.
Walkerton, but he wore that for years.
Well, he shouldn't
It was
have.
two idiots that were running the
I
water
want to
system
end.
there.
Can we just hold hands for this? I just want to say, Happy Pride. Happy Pride.
Your hand
Happy
is
Canada Day.
your hand is so warm.